What's up guys, Simply Coco here and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So today we are building in the world of Brindleton Bay. As you can maybe tell, we are building on the Ragdoll Refurb lot. I have never built on this lot before and I was really excited to do so. This will also be a part of my save file that I'm working on. So yeah, as you can probably tell from the title and from the facade of the build so far, we are building a renovated barn house. So this used to be some sort of barn. I don't really know why a barn would have been on this particular lot because it's right near the docks, but you know, it is what it is. It's The Sims. So maybe whoever lives here wanted their house to look like a barn. So maybe it's not renovated at all. So as I'm recording this voiceover, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to call this build, but yeah, it's made to look like a barn. The interior is kind of different because I am building from reference, and I'll pop up the reference picture right now if I do remember. But when I originally found this build, I started building this maybe 2 months ago. I started building this at the end of September, but then October got here and I started my 31 days of Halloween. Ugh, just saying that gives me anxiety because I released a video every single day of October if you were not here for that. But yeah, so I just revisited this build today actually as I'm recording this. I'm doing this voiceover on the 5th of November and it's not getting released until the 7th of November. Anyway, yes, but whenever I went back to my reference photo of this build on Pinterest, when I originally found it, they had interior photos, and I was gonna kind of copy the interior as well, at least to the best of my ability in The Sims. But whenever I went back to the same place I found it, there was no longer an article where the interior pictures were on it. There was literally one, and it was of like one of the little cubbies that are these bump outs at the top, the dormers at the top. And yeah, but I do remember that it was originally a modern aesthetic on the inside of this, but I went a completely different route. Since it was a barn house or renovated barn or whatever we're gonna go with, I decided to make the interior industrial slash rustic, or really rustic slash industrial, because it's definitely more rustic than industrial. There's a lot of wood tones, there's a lot of wood things, a lot of things that look like they could have been DIY made, but you'll see that obviously when we get to the interior. Just finishing up the exterior now. I don't do the two porches until the very end. Again, because once I stopped doing this build, I didn't come back to it for a month. So once I was completely finished with the interior, I then realized, oh, I still have the porches to do. And I think I did one of the porches and then did the garage slash workshop area, and then came back to the upper porch because I had forgot it. But yeah, I'm just finishing up the landscaping now. As you can see, pretty simple because the whole build took up most of the lot, as you can also see. So yeah, I'm gonna try not to talk so much about the build anymore because you can obviously see what I'm doing. So I will just quickly say that since I am recording this voiceover on November 5th, at this current moment, we still do not know who the next president of the United States will be. So I'm still pretty stressed about that, but we're making it through. I don't think at this point it's any surprise that I am rooting for Vice President Joe Biden, and we're super duper close to Georgia turning blue. So let's hope that happens. If you're a Trump supporter, I do not discriminate. please stick around. Do not hit unsubscribe. And I'm not just saying that because I need subscribers. I'm being genuine. Like we are all entitled to our opinions and things like that. You know, I am able to separate my political beliefs and who can be my friends. So yeah, and I mean, I work for a Trump supporter, so if I was so against it, I wouldn't do that. But enough about that. I just didn't want to, drill you with information about the build and say, now I'm doing this, now I'm doing this, here I'm doing this, because you're watching the speed build, so obviously you can see that I'm doing that. But anywho, we are, and if I do, just a quick little tidbit, if I do lose a subscriber because I said I support Joe Biden, then they didn't need to be here anyway. So it's up to you. But anyway, I have, as you can see, the kitchen is laid out. I do make it one tile smaller. I'm not sure if I do that on camera or off, but I do bring it in one tile just because I was looking at it and I didn't really have room for the living room, which I'm starting now, so I did do that off camera. The living room is going to switch just in a second over to the pretty much finished living room, or at least the chosen couches, because I was really having a difficult time choosing what I wanted. Like, I wanted to go with these industrial base game couches, but it was leaning too much towards too many industrial things, or not so much that, but okay, honestly, it was just I was using a lot of base game at that moment, and I was like, I don't want to use so much base game. Even though I could have, because yet again, this is going to be another build of mine that's heavy on eco lifestyle. Literally, my very last speed build I did, which was the modern winter cabin or something like that, it was all eco lifestyle for the most part. So this is another build that if you don't have eco lifestyle, you will probably have a difficult time downloading it. Not difficult time, but there's going to be some things you're going to have to replace. I don't know if I put that what is that called? Picnic table. I don't know if I put that picnic table over there on or off camera, but that picnic table is not functional. Your Sims technically cannot sit there at all, but I didn't want to just put another random ottoman in that area. I could have put some chairs or something, but I thought, sorry, I hit my mic if you heard that, but I thought the picnic table there was aesthetically pleasing. And if you did want to use it, theoretically you could just quickly go into, like, if you plan on your sim that lives here, like if you plan on having a sim have a party or something, you could go into build mode really quickly, pull it out, make sure they have room to get around and sit down, and then go back into live mode or live mode, have your party, and then once it's over, flop it back into the little nook. So that's up to you, or you could just leave it there for decorative purposes, because if I were to play in this lot, that's what I would do. I probably would never take the time to move it out. But yeah, now we're into the master bedroom, which is actually the only bedroom of this house. Speaking of the fact that this is the only bedroom in the house, I would say that the sim that lives here in my head is a young single bachelor. I don't have to say single and bachelor, because that's what is that called? It's not a double negative, is it? No, that's not a double negative. I don't know what it's called. But it's redundant. Maybe that's what I'm looking for, because bachelor means that they're single. But I do imagine a young bachelor lives here, male, and he's straight. He just has good taste. Because, we can't fault him for having a fluffy rug over there in the corner in front of that couch in the little nook. Or this nice bed that has the curtains around it where he could, close them while he sleeps. he's just in touch with his interior design side. I don't know what that means, but yeah. So I don't really know. I didn't really come up with much else other than that. I don't really have a storyline for him. And I really apologize for that, actually, because a lot of my speed builds lately, I haven't had storylines for. And I think it's just because, one, I'm so focused on, or so ready to do my Snowy Escape Let's Play, that I'm really not thinking of other storylines. And two, I was so wrapped up in trying to get a video out every single day of the month of October that I was not thinking of storylines for those builds, that I was just flopping out builds quickly. So I haven't dusted that off yet, but I promise to start giving you all the storylines you like and the storylines you deserve. So it sounds like I'm running for president of The Sims 4. So I don't know. That's stupid. I'm stupid. Ignore me. Anyway, yeah, so that's why I haven't really been having, or at least that's why I feel like I haven't been having as many storylines lately. And another thing that usually helps me with storylines is, as I'm building, I never go into a build with a storyline. That happens ever so often, where I'll do a build specifically for a storyline I have in my head. I actually have notes in my phone where I write down storylines, and I have one that I really need to do, or really want to do, and I'll do that soon. I won't give anything away about it, but I'll mention it whenever I finally do it. But normally, as I'm building, I'll pull out an object, or I'll see an object as I'm decorating their room or their living room, and then that gives me the inspiration for what their storyline is. So just in the midst of me furnishing this, I wasn't struck with inspiration on what his storyline would be. One thing I will say is this Moschino clothes rack has a purse and some shoes on it and girl clothing. So I don't think he has a girlfriend because he is a bachelor. But I would say he's a very promiscuous fella. He has a lot of girls in and out of the house, and some girl left her purse and other girls left their clothes and all of that. Oh, I'm totally lying to you. Not entirely lying to you, but now I'm into the garage area / workshop. So I pulled out two objects, several objects actually. This guy is really into music, because upstairs in his bedroom there's a guitar, so he's definitely a musician. I wouldn't say that's his profession, but he's definitely a musician. He also has a piano in his garage. The only reason the piano, oh sorry, my remote fell. The only reason the piano is in his garage is just because he doesn't play it as much. He has a busting station down here, so maybe he'll take that out on the road and do small little shows outside for small chunks of cash. But the thing that made me jog my memory was that fishing boat. He does live in Brindleton Bay, so I imagine he's a fisher, and he probably actually, I would imagine he has several jobs. If I were you and you like this storyline, I would put him in the manual labor profession, but maybe he's a fisher, even though a fisherman is a job in The Sims. But I imagine his main two things is he's a fisher and a like a wood shop man, a woodsman, is that what it's called, and like a gardener. I also do have a candle making station in here and a juice fizzer, but I feel like that's just for his own personal use. Because I needed to fill those two rooms, so I really didn't know what else to put, and those objects they just felt right. But I feel like his main profession revolves around that boat over there. So I'll let you decide what that is. I still, other than that, don't really have a backstory or anything like that. He does have a really nice truck though. So whatever he does, he makes good money. So that's why I am saying he's probably the jack of all trades. He does a lot of things. He's probably a very, very skilled young man. Any woman, any lady would be lucky to have him. Woman, whatever. Sorry, I don't mean whatever. No, it's just I didn't know which word to use. Any woman would be lucky to have him. It's just he's not ready to settle down quite yet. Maybe he's around 26, 27. I don't know. But this is the last little bit of the build. That's a porch. I did put a juice pong table on there, or whatever you call it. But anyway, guys, the screenshots are rolling. I hope you enjoyed this build. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will always respond to your comments. And please hit that notification bell. That way you know exactly when I post my next video, exactly when I post it. I will see you all then. Don't forget to join my Discord server. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch. All those links are in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.